So today we are going to talk about what are healthy fats. If you have not watched the how to move from a sugar burn to a fat burner, I suggest and recommend that you stop this, go find those videos, scroll down and listen to part 1 and part 2 so that you're caught up on why I'm talking about eating fats and more fats in our diet. So, healthy fats, good fats versus bad fats. This is really important for you to understand because I'm asking you to put a lot more fat into your diet. So you got to know what that looks like and how you can achieve that. All right. So we're going to talk about some of the bad fats first. So these are the bad fats: margarine, canola oil, Crisco, hydrogenated oils, which is basically anything you buy deep fried in a store. You've got your own fryer and you're putting your own healthy oils in there. Big difference between deep fried from the store. Lard and palm oil, because most of those places use that bad oil, as well as most processed food, most pastries, most desserts, unless you're making them yourself and controlling, or you can see on the labels what they've got written down. That's where you want to watch. I want you to be aware of that, even if it's trans fat free. That's the latest trend. Everyone's putting trans fat, but that doesn't mean it's good oil they're using. They're just not got trans fats in it, but they still are not using good oils for your body. So you really need to be aware, really be proactive about avoiding those types of foods. So good fats, we want to have more of them, a lot more in your diet. So that includes olives and olive oil, coconut oil, butter, avocados, avocado oil, MCT oil, which is kind of like a breakdown of coconut oil that doesn't go hard. You know, coconut oil goes hard, so they're great for smoothies, they're great for putting into your, I'm going to be talking about your fat coffee a little bit later. Those MCT oil for shakes and stuff like that. It's a way to get your fat in without actually having it go hard. So, and there's also almonds and almond oil, whipping cream, the real stuff, nothing low fat. When you're eating this, it's no low fat, because low fat means one thing. It means they have taken and extricated fat, and then the fat is flavor. So if they are replacing it with something to give it flavor, it's always sugar. So low fat, fat-free means lots more sugar. You want to stay away from it. Absolutely avoid. Okay? Chia seeds, hemp hearts, hemp oil. So you can find hemp oil. It's more for salads. It's not, you can bake with it. It has to be a low temperature so that you don't lose the good in the hemp oil. It's kind of got it's a greeny flavor and kind of a bit more of a nuttier flavor. It's actually, I like it. It's an acquired taste, but I do like it. Coconut milk. Make sure when you're buying coconut milk, it's unsweetened, and the coconut cream is unsweetened. All of that needs to be unsweetened. Check the back. We're going to be talking about that in the next video as to how to read labels, what it looks like, how they try and trick you. But just know that if it says sugar, it means they've got sugar in it. Flaxseed oil, ground flax seeds, cream cheese, any kind of full fat cheese, okay? Not your squishy soft ones, make sure it's full fat. Bacon and dark chocolate has to be at least 80% or higher. Anything else, you're getting a whole bunch of sugar and not the healthy fats. So this is kind of a general overview of the good fats you want to be eating, okay? So what does that look like? That's great, Heidi. You've given me a list. Now how do I do that? Okay, so I'm going to give you some really cool things. Start off your morning. Don't eat anything. Drink some water. Make a fat coffee. It's fabulous. You're going to love it. Every single person I have told about this, their response is, okay, wow, this is awesome. So you make your coffee the way you would normally make a coffee. So if you like it black, you stick with it black. If you like it with sweetener and you like it with whipping cream, remember, we're not doing anything less. Whipping cream and sweetener, no sugar, whipping cream and sweetener, please. Stevia is the best, or ethanol, because stevia is actually the best because it actually comes from a plant. So if you're going to Tim Hortons or you're going to Starbucks, bring with you, hand it to them, the packet, and say, this is what I want. Put that sugar in there, because some Starbucks carries them. Tim Hortons definitely doesn't. They just use Splenda, which is not good for you. So first of all, you take your coffee, and I use a magic bullet, one of those little magic bullets, and I put in 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Yes, tablespoons, generous tablespoons. and a tablespoon of butter. Okay, preferably grass-fed butter. Then I add in the coffee. So I actually do instant coffee because I have to have decaf. I can't do caffeine. So I make a little half a tablespoon, half a teaspoon in there. It's not very much. My water, I don't like sweetener. I like my coffee black. So I just put those in, seal it up, and bullet it. And I bullet it for about 10 to 15 seconds. And it's frothy and it's fabulous. It tastes great. So you can, as I said, you can add whipping cream, get that full fat in there. You can add or have it be black or have it be flavored with sugar, whatever you wish. Make it the way you like your coffee. And then you bullet it up, blend it, and then you drink that. So what that does is that starts your morning off in fat. So you've just had 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. That's 3 tablespoons of fat in your morning. The first thing you're going to notice is it satisfies you. You feel great. Your brain feels good because your brain is mostly made up of fat. Way more than you think. Your brain needs 2 main things, fat and water. You get those 2 things, you got a happy brain. You're lacking in water, you're lacking in fat, brain's not going to be as happy. So I want you to try starting off your morning with that and then waiting. Do not eat just to have breakfast if you're not hungry. Most people find that this satisfies them and they can go to lunch and they don't even eat anything because that fat coffee has set them off. That's a great way to start. When you're making your salad, you can add in chia seeds, hemp hearts, ground flax seeds, avocados, olives if you like it. That's another really great way to take a salad and pump it up so that it's actually giving you some satisfying. Otherwise, a salad on its own doesn't fill you up. But putting in this stuff when you're making your dressing, I have a fabulous dressing I make, which I'll be leaving you guys a recipe for later, which is I take an avocado, a whole avocado, and I don't like avocado. This is important for you to know. I do not like avocado. I would never eat a piece of avocado on its own. Don't like it. But I love this dressing. Whole avocado. I take a half a cup of avocado oil, throw in some garlic powder, some onion powder, a bunch of balsamic vinegar, gives it a nice flavor, salt and pepper. Put it in the bullet. You're going to love your bullet. It's going to be your best friend. Bullet it out, bullet, blend it up, and then it creates this nice creamy dressing. And I dip turkey pepperoni sticks in there. I dip veggies in there. I put it on as a dressing with my salad. It's fabulous. It's actually the best if you can make it and let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours and get really cold. It's amazing. So I'll usually double that up because we just inhale it. I just love it. It's awesome. So that's another thing to add when you're having your veggies. So you're having veggies and you can have that dip with your veggies. Or you can have, as I said, your salad and add in all these things. I'm a big proponent of just taking a thing of hemp hearts and having that on its own. I love it. It tastes awesome. So if you're not partial to that, it's okay. You can add it into stuff. And the thing I really love is what I call fat bombs. So Pinterest is awesome for this. Go on Pinterest and you will see tons of fat bomb recipes or keto diet recipes. They've got tons of great suggestions on there. Now I have created and made a few of myself and I will be telling you about them briefly and then you can go and do them yourself. You'll be getting pictures and recipes in there. But I make something called the coconut bark. It is amazing. When I make it, everyone loves it. I just literally dump in 5 to 6 tablespoons of coconut oil, melt it down in the microwave, get it going. Put a scoop of protein powder in there. Put a scoop, 2 to 3 scoops of PB2, which is peanut butter dehydrated, so it's removed the not so healthy peanut oil, and put it in more, which is coconut oil. And then I throw in about a half a cup of chia seeds, hemp hearts, coconut flakes, and sesame seeds. And now all I do is I pour it on a tray with parchment paper, throw it in either the fridge or freezer. You want it level, you don't want it tilted, and in 5 minutes in the freezer it's frozen, and in the fridge it's about a half an hour, and then I break it up, and that's coconut bark, and it's awesome. Only trick with it is, with the coconut bark and the fat bombs I'm going to tell you about next, you have to make sure that you're going to eat them within that half an hour, 45 minutes. Or you have a little cooler, cold cooler that you can put them in. that will keep them cold. They will last in the fridge and not melt. They'll stay fine. But you can't leave them sitting around for an hour. They'll be gone all mush and they don't taste very good. So they are kind of a take with you as you go, thinking you're going to be eating that. Or take a bunch, get them to work, leave them in the freezer and work. So the next thing I make is what I call one of my fat bombs. It's a peanut butter fat bomb, and I take equal parts coconut milk to equal parts peanut butter or almond butter, your choice. I find almond butter a little bit less flavorful, so you would need to add more stevia to it because it doesn't have as much flavor of its own. And then I literally have like little silicone cups, trays, and you'll see in the pictures, dishes, and I just pop that in. So I pour the peanut butter and I pour the coconut into a pan. I heat it on low, get it going, and then I just transfer that into a little measuring cup and I just pour into each one of those little cups. It goes in the freezer. You can have it as basic as that, or you can add in coconut flakes, chia seeds. You just put them into the bottom and then it flavors it. And it gives a nice little taste. So when I did the first time, I tried a whole bunch different ones with different flavors to see which ones I like better than others. All right, so here's another one that I love. This is an amazing recipe. It literally tastes like the inside of a Rebel. That's what I've been told. It's like an ice cream. So I always keep 3 or 4 cans of coconut milk in the house, always. One of them sits in the fridge at all times, so it's cold. And if I need it, I just quickly whip it out. It's all kind of gone hard. Pour out the little bit of liquid you've got there, dump that hard stuff into a bowl, blend it up with a blender for about 2-3 minutes so it gets really kind of frothy. Throw in 2 scoops of protein powder, 3 or 4 things of stevia in there, scoops of stevia. If you want, if you don't like it things sweeter, taste it just to kind of see. I like 1 tablespoon, 2. If I'm making for my mom, it's 3 or 4 because she likes sweet. And then I just throw it into a plastic bag so I can pipe it. Cut off the end and I pipe it into, once again, those same little silicone cups. So I recommend go buy 5 or 6 of those. You're going to be using them all the time. I love them. And then I put them in the freezer. They take about half an hour to 45 minutes. And what I really like about them is it's like just a little snack, a little sweet, something sweet. If you need it, you can grab it. So you have your meal and it's dinner time and you just take 1 or 2 or 3 of them and you can pop them in. You can also make a fabulous chocolate covering for that. I am not a dark chocolate fan. Don't like it at all. But I make it for guests that come over. So what I do is 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, couple scoops of cocoa powder, bunch of stevia because it is tart, and then I melt it and I pour it on top. So you had to have made those ice creams already and frozen them. Then you pull them out, and I always leave a little bit of space at the bottom to just top up with chocolate. And I usually do half and half because not everyone likes the chocolate on top. And then you throw them back in the freezer and you have chocolate with a little bit of ice cream, and it's, as I said, live with Helmy. Then it really tastes like a Rebel because you've got the chocolate with the ice cream. So these are some basic suggestions for you to move from that fat sugar burner to a fat burner and to start to incorporate more healthy fats. I have gone this method first for a really strategic reason. I want you getting and implementing fats into your diet more so that when I ask you to now extricate and remove carbs, that you're more satisfied, that you're not feeling like you're missing something because the carbs aren't there. So that's why this video has come first. So you can implement this for a few days, and then I'm going to give you the next video, which is going to be talking about carbs, bad carbs, good carbs, how to deplete your carbs, what carbs are, and which ones need to be coming out of your diet. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this. Give me a like down at the bottom of the video, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.